Hey everybody, it's FMPONE here to talk about Stronghold, which features monkeys by Squidsky, Michael Knight, Kale, and T-Rexer. So in addition to monkeys, this map has a really impressive scope and scale, and I really like all of the incredible vistas that this map offers players. Really cool little guard tower here. Love the broken ground. Love all the foliage. The foliage on this map is definitely one of the strong points in my opinion. Really love that. Check out the view through the tree there. Yeah, and I also really like the signage on this map. I frequently find that it is helpful and beautiful. So, welcome to Gibraltar. We have the Moorish castle and the World War II tunnels. So you gotta love this shadow of the utility pole coming through. Beautiful lighting. Really nice restrained colors. Feels warm, pleasant. Got some monkeys there, which I'll refrain from shooting because I'm a mature adult. Really like the lighting there. Oh, wish I had a little bit more of that same lighting over there. I think that would look really great against this backdrop. Communications, all of the signs on this map I really enjoy. So I like the way that this gameplay route is highlighted with a light, but I guess I wish that there was also some paint on the wall as well to just really drive the point home, because we're really about subtlety, you know. No, this looks absolutely sick, and when it comes to navigation, I really don't mind beating players over the head like this. In fact, I think it's the right move. Middle. I really think it's looking awesome as well. So I'm gonna be honest, I think this is my favorite middle in the entire contest. Just in terms of the way that the uh, medium range engagement here combines with the real short range engagement here. Get your MP9 out, start rushing around. I really like that it's indoors. This just feels like a unique take on a Counter-Strike middle. I do have some criticism in the sense that I think the backdrop here is too busy. I'm just going to go out and say it. I don't want any of this stuff really in the backdrop. I think it would be nice to just extend this all the way across. It's just one thought on that. But yeah, I really dig, um, interesting little utility window here. Definitely makes me think that we're going to get some utility options even though we're in this sort of constrained dungeon-like mid. I think this texture is kind of visibly tiling a little too much. Sometimes you get a nice, kind of a metal in real life that kind of looks like this, but I think you would get more shine and rust variety on it. Really like this lighting technique with the rectangular kind of light. It's used in a few different places. I'll try to highlight. I really like the way that's done. Another backdrop that I think is a little bit too busy for player visibility would be right there. I like, generally speaking, the kind of signage across the map. I do think the resolution on this one is a little bit too low, and I think that I learned from Half-Life Alyx there's a technique that Valve used where they had basically they would just use one texture. They would have a tint and then they would blend it with itself, basically from here to here, so that you could get kind of a wavy displacement blend, and I think that would look nice as opposed to what we got here. This texture I think is just kind of ugly in general and doesn't have any roughness. I think lack of roughness information is probably one of my big critiques of the map overall from a visual standpoint, but I also think that visual busyness would be another criticism. So for example, when you leave this door, you're just kind of bombarded, the eyes are just kind of bombarded with information, And I really think it would be helpful to maybe get rid of this window, maybe paint this white, get rid of this eye level noise. Same thing here. When you're back in this corner, you're getting a lot of kind of really unnecessary kind of visual noise, like here, and this is super black and dark and just kind of, so there is a tremendous amount of visual noise at eye level, and I gotta be honest, the map would even look better if it was gone. I mean, simplifying would really actually make this map look better. You have a lot of situations like where you have this sign, Moorish Castle, and then you have it again, and then you have it again. And then you have it again. It's just, there's almost like, and then you have it again. So there's just a level of clutter, I would say, in general with this area. And as cool as this looks, with this giant shell in the ground, I just don't know if that makes logical sense, because wouldn't the fin be destroyed, or I don't know. I kind of feel like this looks amazing and might not make any sense at all. So that would be my feedback on that. But yeah, the architecture in the map is really awesome. I feel like this kind of castle area, the texturing, I don't necessarily love, but I do occasionally really like it in certain spots. Like over here, I really like the way it looks. But in the bomb site itself, I don't particularly care for it, and I'm going to try to explain and try to illustrate why out here in this beautiful, beautiful castle entrance in CT spawn. So look at that, overlooking the city. That's pretty awesome. I really like the way this looks, this entranceway. But I think in terms of the castle itself, what I'd like to sort of help to explain perhaps is a concept of like a gradient. If you think of a simple gradient from white to black, what I think would really help this castle aesthetically is applying kind of a technique where at the top of the building it's very sort of white and plain, and at the bottom of the building it's darker and chunkier. And like over here it's done well. And then if you come back into spawn, it's just kind of noisy. And somebody might say, that's how it actually looks in real life. And I would say, I don't care, because I think it would look better the other way. So I really like this asset. With all the little stamps and stickers is very cool. Again, all the architecture and geometry is really nice for the most part. Really dig it. Get some very cool vistas. Occasionally there's some wonkiness going on with the skybox. Not exactly sure why that's happening, but it definitely doesn't look great. But this does look great. Check that out. I mean, is that beautiful or what? Can really appreciate this map. It establishes a very real sense of scale. Some very cool areas like this. Love that. So I made my way to the bomb site once again, appreciating how cool the signage is on this map. And I absolutely love this giant cannon. It's definitely an iconic part of the map, and it's really cool. Love these little chained blocks that are keeping you out of the staircase. I think that looks awesome. I do wish that these rebars were smoothed on the corners so that they wouldn't look so blocky and simplistic. Just comparing and contrasting with this valve asset, for example, you can really see the difference in quality. But this has got to be one of the most interesting bomb sites I've seen in a long time. I'm not entirely sure how it would play yet, because I feel like it's Might feel a little bit ratty with people hiding in corners and stuff, but I mean, take a look at this view. Super cool. Yeah, once again, the lack of reflections and roughness information, lack of blending here. It's just such a bummer because this could be a truly amazing looking room. Uh, and here we get to probably my single favorite part of the map because it's using that gradient technique, but it's actually flipping it. So this would be like the darker part, and this would be like the lighter part. And it works in reverse as well. So very cool. You could definitely see the potential. I mean, this almost looks photorealistic here. And I really like this concrete, the way the concrete's done. This side of the map, I definitely prefer visually to the other side of the map with the Moorish castle theme. But there are still some weak spots like this paint with, you know, Golden, for example, has really nice reflective paint, and I would say this map could definitely take a page out of that playbook. But gotta love the lighting here. I mean, how cool is that? And I do like this sprite that's occasionally used with these big powerful lights. It's not particularly realistic because I believe this is a lens effect, but who cares? It looks awesome. And I could be wrong on that. Sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so take my advice at your own peril. But yeah, I just want to show one last area that I'm really, really fond of on this map, which would be the World War II bunkers. This is a really well executed area of the map in my opinion. I really like this, and I especially really like this sign, which I just think looks awesome. And I really like all these kind of dripping bunkers. I mean, again, it's such a shame to not have reflections here, but it's an easy fix in the long run. Just really cool lighting. I love everywhere that these giant lights are casting through the beams. I mean, is that cool or what? And just take a look at this gorgeous normal map on that rock wall. This is a really fun map to be in and to explore. Ah, see? I want to see this more. This map needs this more. But you can see that the normal map here is a little bit low resolution, so if you're going to do this roughness technique, you gotta have adequate resolution as well. So I will take it off on this beautiful visual. I really enjoy the theme of this map. I think generally speaking it is very well executed, and this is one of those maps that I am quite excited to play, and I certainly look forward to playing. So this one is a beauty.